Welcome back. Bronx Neighborhood Housing Services is a not-for-profit organization that's offering education, financial assistance, and affordable lending opportunities to low and middle income residents. Now, the organization promotes investment in individuals and also in the communities to enable individuals to preserve and improve Bronx neighborhoods. Joining me now, we are pleased to have the Executive Director of Bronx Neighborhood Housing Services, Oscar Morillo, and Oscar, glad to have you. And I'll start off with this. This is National Home Ownership Month. And for you, I know it's probably a busy time as many people are really looking to see about how they can go about having what's called that American dream, which is owning a home.
Okay. As you know, the Bronx NHS is a not-for-profit housing counseling organization. So what we initially do when the clients come to the office or they make a phone call to us, we basically invite them to participate in a monthly orientation. And from the orientation, we move them to take 8-hour classes so that we can educate them about the process of becoming homeowners. And this class is oriented, and the counseling is oriented to first-time home buyers. When in the process of taking the 8-hour class, they also fill out an application and bring documents that are necessary so that we can help them to get a loan pre-approval from one of the banks that we work with. And with that, start the counseling process, meaning, so we get all the documents requested by the bank to fill out the loan application. And when we get a pre-approval, then we pass this pre-approval to several real estate agents that start working with the client to find the property. This process takes more or less about 6 months.
And when you talk about this 6-month process, obviously it's a long process for somebody to be able to learn about actually owning a home. But talk to us about how that is for the individual, because somebody walks in and they may be a novice and not knowing, but by the time it's all over, they really have the tools that they really need to be able to go out. How many people do we find after taking this go on and purchase a home?
Well, remember, this is a hand-holding process. This 8-hour class, they learn about the job that is done by the lawyer who is going to represent them in the purchase process. They learn about the inspector job, meaning what the inspector is going to be looking at, and why the inspection of the property, even before getting into a contract, is important for the client. They also learn about the appraisal of the property and how also the loan process work with the different banks. So, in these 6 months, and also the client works very close with a hot certified homeownership counselor who, is working the time, all these 6 months, that until they get a key for the house. So it's a long process, but they learn step by step.
Share with us, if you will. I'm a first-time home buyer, thinking about buying a home. What are some of the things that I need to know that could be healthy tips for a first-time home buyer?
Okay. 2 very important things. What is your credit score? So depending on the credit score, you may be able to get a better mortgage with a lower interest rate. That's number 1. Number 2, how much money have you in your savings account to put down for down payment? These 2 items are very important. The credit score, and the savings that you may have for down payment. Those 2 things will open really the door to start the process for homeownership. And then after that, they participate in the orientation, they participate in the class to learn really the whole process of buying the property, and work with the counselor to troubleshoot any situations that may arise during the process of, buying the house.
Well, you broke up a little bit on me there, but I got the last part about it. So I wanted you to tell a little bit. There's an opportunity for some people too. There's a grant opportunity program. Make our viewers more aware of that.
Yes, we have two grants. One is coming from New York State Affordable Housing Corporation, where a family may get up to $40,000. This grant is a combination that it can 51% of the $40,000 may be used to repair the property if the property needs some kind of repair, and 49% can be used for down payment and or closing costs. That's the grant coming from the state. There is another grant issued by the city of New York, and a family may be able to get $100,000. And that money, that $100,000 can be used for down payment, closing costs, and to lower the loan amount that the client is going to get.
So when you have these grant opportunities, who's eligible and how do they go about taking a part of that?
The eligibility is basically income-wide. So it depends on the family income to qualify the client. Especially, both grants are tailored to low-income families. Let's say, for example, for a family of four that may be able to make, let's say, $80,000, $85,000, they may qualify. So, but for a family of four that makes $150,000, will not qualify. So, but like from 80,000 to 115,000, the person qualifies.
But I also think the beauty of what you do is if a person doesn't qualify, I know that you spend time working with them to help them to get them to a place where they do.
Exactly. Yeah, because not all the clients that come to NHS, they qualify for the grant. However, the grant is just like a plus, so that we can, to help them with down payment and closing costs. But if they don't qualify, we work with them in the same way until they close for the house and they get the key to get into their home.
That's awesome. And so for people who want to take advantage of it, please tell us how they can go about taking advantage of this.
Well, they need to get into bronxnhs.org, bronxnhs.org, and register for one of our orientation. They can also call NHS at 718-881-1180, 718-881-1180, and then we can register them to take the first orientation, and then we take it from there.
Yeah. What's the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to trying to buy a home?
They try to buy a property, let's say, more than they can afford. Let's put it that way. We do an affordability for each client, right? But if they try to buy just because they got the approval from the bank, but they cannot afford it, and they buy anyways, that is buying trouble.
Yeah, gotta stay within your means. Big lesson there.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us today, and I certainly appreciate you being with us.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes. Well, now listen, if you want more information, we encourage you to visit the website at bronxnhs.org, and then also follow them on social media at Bronx NHS.